$210 billion. America's bill for 1 month of this war. Oil at $112 a barrel. Gas up 30%. Food prices are climbing. Flights doubling, and the Strait of Hormuz still closed. This is not Washington's war. This is Tel Aviv's agenda with American money and American lives. This is the most expensive economic suicide in modern history, and the whole world is paying it with you. $779 million. That is what America spent in the first 24 hours of this war. $3.7 billion. The first 100 hours. Gone. $11.3 billion. 6 days. Burned to ash. $45 billion and still counting in just over 1 month. And the total economic damage to America alone? Up to $210 billion. Confirmed. By the same institution that scores US government budgets. But here is what no price tag can measure. American sons are coming home in coffins. Fathers are opening doors to uniformed officers, and the world they knew ends right there, on the doorstep. And the worst part? This was never a plan. This was always going to be a disaster. This is the story they are not telling you. Trump told the world this war would be fast, clean, surgical. He said the goal was simple. Destroy Iran's missiles, dismantle their nuclear program. Done. But here is what nobody in Washington told the American soldier. Iran was ready. The moment the first bomb fell on February 28, Iran activated decades of preparation. Over 500 ballistic missiles launched. Over 2,000 drones swarming US bases across the entire region. American bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE all hit. By day 4, the US military ran out of precision missiles. The most expensive military machine in human history ran out of its best weapons in 4 days. So the plans changed, and more soldiers entered harm's way. Then the plans changed again, and the casualty reports kept coming. Then Trump issued ultimatums, extended them again. Iran called every single one a bluff. A 48-hour ultimatum became 5 days, then became a week, then became silence. And inside Iran, the missile silos that were bombed were rebuilt within hours. Hours. Every plan failed. Every deadline passed, every promise broken, but the soldiers kept dying. Here is the brutal reality of this war. The US is fighting with the most expensive weapons ever built. One Tomahawk missile, $3.5 million. One Patriot air defense interceptor, $4 million. One carrier strike group operating for a single day, $6.5 million. Iran is responding with drones that cost $20,000 each. Do the math. America spends $4 million to shoot down a $20,000 drone. That is a 200-to-1 cost ratio, in Iran's favor, every single time. Iran does not need to win this war. Iran just needs to keep firing. And they have been firing every single day. This is what military strategists call an asymmetric war. A smaller, weaker force using cheap weapons and patience to bleed the most powerful military on earth. This is not new. America lost in Vietnam this way. America lost in Afghanistan this way. And right now, in the skies over the Gulf, history is repeating itself. Except this time, it is not just American soldiers at risk. This time, the entire global economy is the battlefield. One waterway, 33 kilometers wide, controls the fate of 8 billion people. The Strait of Hormuz now closed. 20% of the world's oil stopped. 20% of the world's gas stopped. 1/3 of the world's fertilizer supply stopped. Oil surged to $112 per barrel, the highest since 2008. Japan gets 90% of its crude through Hormuz, crippled. South Korea 70%. In crisis, India, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Myanmar all suffering. Europe heading towards stagflation. Eurozone growth collapsing to just 0.5%. Gas prices up 30% in America. Flights doubling in price overnight. Food prices rising because fertilizer is disappearing. And now the Red Sea is on the edge. The Houthis watching, waiting. If the Bab al-Mandeb Strait closes too, the world loses both its main shipping lanes simultaneously. No economic model has ever been run for that scenario, because no one ever imagined it could happen. One war, chosen by two governments, paid for by 8 billion people. Now, the question they don't want you to ask. While American fathers are losing their sons, while Iranian families are pulled from rubble, while Asia scrambles for fuel, who is counting money? US shale oil companies on track to earn $63 billion in extra cash this year. Defense contractors Lockheed, Raytheon, Boeing, their weapons are being consumed at scale. Their profits are rising. Their stock prices don't fall during wars. They grow. And Trump himself posted publicly, "When oil prices go up, we make a lot of money." He said that, while soldiers were dying in the desert, while fathers were getting a knock on their doors, while children in 3 continents were going hungry because food prices exploded. We make a lot of money. And Russia, which fired not a single missile in this war, is watching its oil become more valuable every single day. Russian stocks went up when the bombs started falling, the people paying soldiers, civilians, ordinary families worldwide, the people winning oil executives, arms dealers, and Moscow. If that sounds like a conspiracy, read it again, because every single word is documented. Here is what you need to know. Clearly. Finally. Without the spin. 2 days before this war started, Iran's foreign minister said a peace deal was within reach. Omani diplomats confirmed it. Talks were scheduled for March 2. The bombs fell on February 28. 2 days before the deal. Someone chose the bombs, and now American sons are not coming home. The Strait of Hormuz is closed, the global economy is bleeding, the death toll is rising, and Washington has no exit plan. Not a slow exit, not a difficult exit. No exit at all. Follow us. Like and share this.